What's going on, guys? Ryan Martello here at the Crypto Fiend Studios, bringing you guys the hottest, the latest in everything crypto related news. Today we're going to be looking at my own portfolio. We're going to be looking at what I'm invested in and why. This was a widely requested video, so I'm more than happy to be doing it for you guys to really help break that barrier of transparency, because what's the point of a community channel without trust? So we're going to be looking at my portfolio. I'm going to show you guys what I'm invested in and why. But I'm not going to be showing you guys the fiat currency amount that I'm invested in or the amount of tokens I have. I'm going to be showing you guys the percentages of 100% of my overall portfolio. So I didn't list all the currencies I own on this portfolio because some were below 1% and I just didn't think it was necessary. But these are the main currencies I am invested in. So we're going to start off with Bitcoin and we'll work our way around, and I'm going to talk about what type of investment it is for me, if I want to add more, why I'm invested, all that good stuff. So first off, Bitcoin at 20%. This one's kind of self-explanatory. Bitcoin is still number one. Bitcoin is the leading currency. If Bitcoin goes up, altcoins follow. If Bitcoin goes down, altcoins follow. That is the main reasoning behind me owning 20% of Bitcoin. I know it sounds kind of bland, but that's the main reason everyone's invested in Bitcoin. So 20% is for Bitcoin. Next up, we have Ethereum at 10%. Now, for quite some time, I wasn't very supportive of Ethereum. I never really researched it enough, but overall, Ethereum is an incredible platform that the majority of cryptocurrencies do run off of. So Ethereum is the king for decentralized applications. So that's the main reasoning behind me owning Ethereum at 10% of my portfolio. Also, Ethereum is not that bad as a peer-to-peer currency. I've been using Ethereum to make transactions lately, and it's relatively fast and very minimal in fees. So Ethereum has that as well. Next up, we have Dent at 8%. Now, I know you guys know that I talk about Dent a lot, and I talk about it a lot for a good reason. I think Dent is going to change the world and how we view telecommunications, and Dent is the only project on the blockchain focusing on telecommunications. Dent also just released their Android app today, so I hope that helps boost the price a little bit. But overall, I think Dent is going to really help benefit the world. Now, those are the main projects that I try to focus on investing in. The ones that are either going to help greatly benefit the blockchain or help change the world for the better, because in the end, those are the ones that are going to last on the blockchain in cryptocurrencies. So next up, we have Utrust at 14%. Now, the reasoning Utrust is such a large percentage of my portfolio is that I got in at the ICO phase at 6 cents a token, so I had pretty good returns on that, currently sitting at 14% of my portfolio. Utrust is going to be a platform very similar to a PayPal, where merchants and consumers can communicate with one another, and consumers can use cryptocurrencies or fiat currency to purchase things from the consumers, and the consumers can receive cryptocurrencies or fiat currencies in return for giving them the merchandise. So that's coming in late of 2018. I'm very excited for Utrust. I think they're going to do very well, and that's one of my long-term holders. Utrust and Dent, and of course Bitcoin and Ethereum are long-term holders. The majority of these are long-term holders. Of course, I'll swing trade some of them, but the majority are long-term. Next up, we have vechain at 5%. For quite some time, I kind of got discouraged with vechain. It wasn't moving in price, and I saw all these other cryptocurrencies soaring in value, and I wanted to catch the gains. So I sold out of vechain, but I just recently remade a position at $3.70 recently, because you can't go wrong at that price. Vechain overall is an incredible currency that's very, very undervalued, and they have a lot of stuff rolling out for vechain very soon. So I'm very excited for vechain and what comes in the future, and it's really kind of like a sleeping giant, in my opinion. We're just really waiting for that mass adoption. So that's vechain for you at 5%. Next up, we have Neo at 5%. Neo is a platform practically very similar to Ethereum, decentralized applications. Neo is based off in China with that huge population. Neo is going to do great. First off, Neo is starting to roll out their decentralized applications, so we are starting to see the price of Neo grow over time, as well as the people in China do support Neo. The government supports Neo, so that's awesome to see as well. I do want to add more to my portfolio of Neo. I want to get it up to that 10, 15, maybe even 20% range, just because Neo is so undervalued, even at the ranking that it's at. I believe it's at rank 6 right now, so it is moving up there. Neo is doing very well It was about a $7 billion company. It was ranked market cap $7 billion a couple weeks ago. It's almost at $9 billion. So that is awesome to see with Neo. I'm very excited for Neo. Next up, we have Substratum. You guys know I love Substratum at 12%. I want Substratum to be more of my portfolio, to be honest with you guys. I think Substratum is going to change the world. They want to decentralize the internet, make net neutrality non-existent. They want to make it so that anyone can view anything on the internet that they want, and no one can do anything about it. Simple as that. Substratum is going to do awesome. 12% of my portfolio. Right now, Substratum is at an incredible entry price. Incredible. 53 cents. You cannot go wrong at that price. Substratum hit an all-time high of $3 back on around January 9th. $3, and it's back down to 53 cents. If you get in now and it goes back to 6 times gains. That is not bad at all. So that's just something to consider. So that's Substratum for you. I love them. I can't talk enough about them. Next up, we have Power Ledger at 2%. I just recently had my interview with David Martin, the co-founder and managing director of Power Ledger. Incredible interview. If you guys didn't check it out, please go check it out. I think it will really change your view on Power Ledger and open up a lot of all the questions that you have. That interview answers them. Power Ledger, that interview completely changed my outlook of what they're really trying to achieve for the better for the world. They're not even focusing on the cryptocurrency side of things, really. Of course they are, but they're mainly focusing on what they're trying to do. They have their heads down. They're working hard to make renewable energy a daily thing in everyone's lives. And they're really starting to go global with things. And I don't think people are really realizing that Power Ledger is really making moves and no one has been noticing. So Power Ledger is a sleeping giant in my opinion. So I do only have 2% right now, but I haven't invested since my interview, but I am going to be adding more to Power Ledger when I get more fiat currency to invest. But Power Ledger is an awesome long-term holder for my portfolio. Next up, we have Lisk at 8%. Lisk, I do want to add more as well. Lisk just recently had their relaunch. They are a decentralized applications platform that uses JavaScript as their coding software. When they get their coding software development kits out there, I think Lisk is going to take off. As of right now, it did pull back from its relaunch. People bought on the hype and sold on the news. Like, obviously, who doesn't? I'm not saying I mean, I didn't sell. I held my position, but that's the philosophy of people in the crypto space, is they want to make a quick buck. They don't want to hold it for the long term. So as you can see, it hit up to $35 and dumped back down to where it's at right now, roughly around $20. In my opinion, I think Lisk is a great price at $20 for the long term. It's going to do well when it gets those software development kits out there. Next up, we have Nano at 10%. Nano is a simple peer-to-peer currency with 0 transaction fees. I think it's very undervalued right now, sitting at 10% of my portfolio. Nano was recently Rayblox, and currently around $14. Still, I still think it's very undervalued. We had that issue with the hack on one exchange. I don't even remember what the exchange was because it happens so often. One exchange Nano got stolen from, so I think that's the reasoning why Nano is having trouble recovering. But Nano, 10% of my portfolio. Next up, we have Icon. Icon is a similar decentralized applications platform to Ethereum, Neo, and Lisk. But with Icon, Icon is focusing as well on being able to communicate the Ethereum, Neo, Lisk blockchains together with Icon so they can all integrate and communicate with one another. Icon, again, I think is very undervalued right now, sitting around $3 and some odd cents. About $4. So I think Icon is going to do well in the future. It's just waiting for its platform to get out there. The majority of these cryptocurrencies I am invested in don't even have a product yet. The only ones that really have a product is Dent, Ethereum, Bitcoin, vechain, Neo. Power Ledger doesn't have one yet. Lisk doesn't. Nano is good to go, and that's really it. So like 4 of the some odd cryptocurrencies I'm invested in only have a product right now that you can actually use them. The rest are just waiting for their ICOs to finish, for their products to get out there, for their platforms to get out there. Next up, we have QuantStamp, 2%. QuantStamp, I think, is a relatively undervalued cryptocurrency, and not enough people talk about it. QuantStamp wants to be that McAfee antivirus for Ethereum. They want to make it so that all these smart contracts for Ethereum go through QuantStamp, so QuantStamp can confirm that the coding is correct, so that no one can hack into those smart contracts and practically, steal cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. So right now, QuantStamp is doing what they say. They're working on their product. We're really just waiting for Ethereum to say, hey, QuantStamp, we want you to be our stamp of approval for our smart contracts. And if that happens, I think QuantStamp will instantaneously be over $1 billion company. It's just a matter of, a waiting game. QuantStamp is at a great price right now. As well, like everything is. 26 cents. With an all-time high of 70 cents. Can't go wrong with that at all. Next up, we have Icon. No, I already did Icon. I skipped QuantStamp. Next up, we have vechain. Vechain is working to they're focusing on the business side of things to get businesses involved into blockchain technology. So I like the route that vechain is going compared to all these other cryptocurrencies that aren't really targeting businesses. So that's what vechain is targeting. Currently 2% of my portfolio. I would like to add more vechain, but as of right now, I am not. So the majority of these, all of these really are long-term holders for me. Again, I'm not really a day trader. I like to swing trade on occasion. If the market's going down, obviously I'm going to pull out and catch my gains, stuff like that. But the majority of these are long-term holders that I haven't even touched since I purchased them at my price points. What I would like to see in the future, of course, I want to see all of these grow in my portfolio. Who knows, I might remove some just because I might change my mind on some, or I might like something else that I want to put my money into. But everything I say, I put my money where my mouth is, and this is what I'm invested in. Let me know in the comments section below what you guys feel about this portfolio, if you like it, if you don't like it, what you have in your portfolio, all that good stuff. So this is where we're at right now. Again, I'm going to do one portfolio video once a month to keep you guys updated if I remove anything, and then we'll refer back to the previous pie chart to see what changed and all that good stuff. So that's that for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments or questions below, if you have any questions or opinions, leave them in the comments below, and I will be sure to catch you guys in the next video. Peace.